A couple of minutes.
Good morning.
It's a serious fan you got going there. Yeah. One of my one of my favorite names for a company and a product is Big Ass Fans.
I totally know about Big Ass Fans.
Yeah. I worked in higher education for a while, and we had a campus in Antigua, and the food court was semi-outdoors. It was and it warm, humid was like the weather every day, warm and humid. And we put one of those big ass fans in there, and it made such a nice difference. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, we my parents they had some warehouses and put some in there, and my dad was like super into it, like way back in the day. And
Yeah.
and now they're like at gyms. I see them everywhere.
It's such a great product. I mean, just take the footprint, if you will, make it really large. Like I would have loved to have been in the room when like the small group assembled, decided, okay, we think we've got a good product. Let's name it.
It seems to be a thing with fans, because I bought another fan in our old house that was called the Ball Hugger.
Huh.
It was a ball on the end, and it was really close to the ceiling, and that was the name of the fan.
Yeah. Well, at a time when we all like, the trend is interesting and catchy company and product names. There you go. All right.
Nice.
Well, welcome everybody. So happy you have an opportunity to join us today. I've got a pretty straightforward agenda. I am going to go into presenter view. No, I don't want to do that. Hang on for 1 second, please. Excellent. Okay, everyone can see the first slide and our agenda. So thank you for being here today. In a process that has taken much longer than I expected, I'm reminded of a couple systems development thoughts that I think align particularly well with the pace we're keeping. One, the tortoise always wins, right? As we look about Agile as a development methodology, and we think about getting things done in tech, sometimes a slower pace yields greater results, and that's the real spirit I have in my involvement in OpenY. We've got tremendously huge potential, and today I'm going to talk about where we're going and how we're developing, and that some of the fundamental work that's impacted our startup is just about behind us. The name change is almost ready, and this has taken longer for a couple of reasons. One, we wanted to make sure we absolutely had it right, and that it was a name that we could all live with. And the name has become larger than just changing what we refer to as OpenY. We're renaming all what I refer to as the products in the Y Cloud ecosystem. All of it goes. And as I've mentioned in the past, we're doing that because there were other commitments, if you will, or other people had used those same names for other reasons prior to this moment. So there was some technical constraints, if you will, that were influencing our change. And then while we're at it, I felt it was important to have names that align well with the purpose of each of these products. And as a new person, I didn't necessarily get that with our naming. So we wanted to take steps to do that. So the names as they're published are going to have two levels. There'll be a long name and a short name for every product. For example, the Y Cloud will begin to refer to as our enterprise system solutions. So the product family will be our enterprise system solutions, and the name that we're going with most likely, and you can comment on it, for OpenY will be, the long name will be our web solutions platform, and our short name will be codeshare.ymca.net. I think it reflects the spirit of our work together, this community, the open nature of this community, and the purpose of the platform itself. So that's where we're going. You're going to see an announcement soon. And with that done and blessed by all the entities that need to bless it, we'll be able to launch our website and make a lot of other things that are queued up and ready to go happen. And so in general, take away, the name change is about to be done. You've got a sense for what it is. Love to hear your feedback on that. And this fall, you can expect a big change in what we're doing. We've got a candidates for our next build, which include Layout Builder, which we're very thankful to Y of the North for giving us a great starting point on Layout Builder. We'll be taking that starting point, and actually it was demonstrated, I think, back in April by Y of the North. That'll be our starting point. We're going to tailor it to be up to date and to meet our more generic needs beyond needs of Y of the North. We also have 81 new site components that were developed by VML Y&R during their national and Louisville site buildouts. We're reviewing those 81 components, are going to make them available to the community as a contribution. There's a Drupal 10 update that we need to be prepared for as well. And we're going to move from our monolithic to a microservices architecture. Will position us to make these micro changes on a more regular basis and to be able to be more modern in our governance and change management, and just to be more efficient as it relates to change. One area I'd like to open for discussion, excuse me, is as we look ahead now, and even as we look as short a term, if you will, as the upcoming Layout Builder, we really want to have community involvement. And a way I think we can do that very effectively is to form sub-teams that include subject matter experts that want to participate in the change and that can bring their Y experience to the table. I like the idea of applying small, focused and committed sub-teams to develop requirements and move quickly in the development, ultimately, of the user stories or epics, if you will, that we'll use to build out the platform on a going forward basis. So if you're interested in participating in that level and helping to more directly shape the future of the platform, please reach out to me and let me know. These teams are going to be small and focused. I think 10 really is what I would like to have in a group. There may be, in some cases, more of a marketing focus in some of the teams, and in other cases there may be more of a Drupal and technical focus, but let me know if you're interested. Layout Builder will be the first effort that we apply this team concept to. So if you want to be involved in that, then let me know, and we'll carefully consider your candidacy. So that's the big news I have for now. I'll open it up to the group for any questions or any thoughts or ideas you'd like to share. reminding everyone of the approach we're taking to roadmap development. It'll include maintenance, refinement, Drupal updates, and strategic. In this case, I've already shared. In the next update, we'll have some strategic contributions relative to layout builder and the VML YNR contribution. There's some maintenance, certainly a big change coming up relative to move to microservices. Your thoughts, comments?
Hey, Tom,
Yes.
this is Liz Stevenson with the YMCA of the Triangle. You mentioned there were 81 potential new modules coming into the OpenWire platform, and I was wondering if you had maybe a couple examples of maybe what those were. RY is looking at some possible customizations, and so before we go down that path, I was curious what those might be and what they might bring to the platform.
Good question. And we will be we'll be sharing that with the community. Right now, we're looking at the 81 and just synthesizing for redundancy. And there are things that may already exist. So we're paring it down, making sure we've got the number of absolutely new items and a number that will contribute. And then we'll be making an announcement out to the group. That's going to take several weeks for us to complete.
And I'll just add, hello everyone, my name is Benjamin from VML YNR. I've been working with the YMCA team as general. So any questions that come around those components, we'll be working with the teams and making sure they're the right fit. So.
Excellent. And Benjamin, you want to share a couple of examples?
I can pull up the list. I will say the list of examples can include as simple as we'll say content components that allow various different visual treatments to some of the more core functional components and modules. Some of the modules support those components. Some of the modules are independent of components. We do have a pretty extensive list that we've worked with over, how long has it been now? We've got a good grab bag, and I'm hoping that's going to be a good foundation of a toolbox for everyone to kind of review. We sent over sort of descriptions of the components in that list, but I'm excited. I know we've been using it at various points. We've gotten some really good feedback. They're not just brand new components either. I want to say they're pretty well vetted in use on live sites right now. And we're looking forward to seeing that hopefully seeing those components being used to the greater sort of organism of the YMCA.
So everyone can look forward to that. And thank you, Ben. Everyone can look forward to that, and we'll get an announcement out to the community as a whole as we prepare more thoroughly for the November release. Other questions, comments?
Hi, Tom. It's Mario from the YMCA of Western North Carolina, and thanks for this update. I was just asking if you could go over the name change again. There were two components of it. Just I think a few of us might have heard it wrong.
Okay, so we're moving in a direction of changing all the names. The name of the product family will be Enterprise System Solutions, right? So that'll be the word we start to use as we're referring to Y Cloud, Virtual Y, Content Hub, just kind of generic for the group. OpenY in its long form will be known as YMCA Web Solutions Platform, right? And the short name and URL will be codeshare.ymca.net.
So for short, will we be calling it CodeShare?
Yeah.
Well, as a former airline employee, that word resonates, but I think it does fit. It does fit with what we're doing here as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Mario. Other questions? All right, then. I thank you for taking time to participate and look forward to our next meeting. And please be sure, if you're interested in being in one of the subgroups, you can help shape the future and we'd love to have you join.
Excuse me, Tom. We have a couple of questions on the chat. Well, to start, Mike Kuykendall from VML-YNR wanted to add that the scheduled publishing module that they worked on is popular, where on a paragraph basis, content can be scheduled to go out, so it can meet a certain time instead of only ad hoc. Rick Nicholson from Silicon Valley was asking if there are target dates set for Layout Builder and those 81 components.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay,
I'll
cool.
take that, like 81 components, it's a huge component and we have to decouple it and contribute back to the community OpenY. So it will take time and we will build a roadmap and we'll be publishing to the community as soon as possible.
Great, great. And there's one other question from Shannon English. She asks, can you let me know who specifically you're looking for in the subgroups? Do you want developers, IT, or the communications specialists?
You know, we want them all, right? And I think there'll be groups formed around those disciplines. And as we have particular needs, for example, in Layout Builder, right? I think the group that will bring to bear is more digitally oriented and digitally focused, right? So, you know, submit your name. I see multiple sub-teams because there'll be projects that lean on one more than another. So if what we look for is people that, you know, have been deeply involved at their why, are involved at either a technical or communications or marketing level in the shaping of their site. And ultimately, you know, different projects will require different disciplines, and we'll tap into the groups. And so we'll form multiple subgroups. And then, you know, I'd like to share, you know, an idea that came out of the most recent steering committee. And it really, Philip and Sue Glass really drove this home. And it's like, where are we going? And it, you know, as an organization and a movement, we really need to improve our digital literacy and the strength of our message out to the community that helps in a number of different ways. It helps people that are interested in connecting with the why discover the why. It helps those that discover the why engage in the why. So as this platform, right, and you know, is really a fundamental to the development and the further maturity of our digital literacy as an organization as a whole. And it's going to take each one of those forms. So if you're the kind of person who's like, yeah, I want to be involved. Yeah, I felt like, right, I've just been like, you know, gleaning from and enjoying the benefits of OpenY. This is your opportunity, right, to get more involved, and your opportunity to help improve the digital literacy of this movement. So in each of your disciplines, let us know. As we're looking forward across different projects, there are going to be different needs organized around the disciplines, as I mentioned. Get involved. We'd love to have your help. Because ultimately our literacy reflects a literacy improvement for the movement, right? Not nationals' thought on what literacy means. That's very important to us.
So Tom, this is Liz again. We should just email you directly if we're interested in being on a subgroup.
Yep.
Or is it okay?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Let me know. Send me a note. Let me know, and let me know where your interests lie. To that earlier questions point, clarify. You know, I'm interested. This is what I do. This is where I think I can help.
Sounds good. Thanks.
You're welcome. All good?
I think that's it for questions from the chat. So we're good.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate your help there. All right, everyone. Thanks for taking time out to join us today. And I look forward to connecting again next month.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, community. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yes, thank you.
Tom.